Hello, Virgo. Thank you so much, as always, you guys, for being here. Okay, Virgo, so looking at your last week of November, you pulled Eternal Youth, Victim, and Strength. So something may be changing where you're looking at your outside circumstances and going, it's sucking the life out of me. Eternal Youth is talking about feeling rejuvenated, having that youthful energy kind of like return to you. But because of Victim, some of you may feel like it's because of my outside circumstances that I'm feeling tired and wore out. And I want to feel young again. I want to feel new, or feel something new about the situation that you're dealing with. Strength, though, this talks about unexpected changes and how it may make you feel anxious and unclear. But it talks about how connecting to the strength of your heart can help you reclaim your life, which is interesting with Victim. Victim is talking about how you may be blocking yourself by constantly looking at what's going on in your outside situation. This may feel like resentment, but it's not that you're taking a victim mentality. It's just that I feel like for you, it may be hard to find the strength to continue dealing with what you are dealing with, because it's like, I'm so tired and worn out from this. How do I change these circumstances if this is what I'm truly wanting to feel? Is renewed, right? Feeling something new, feeling young again. Wanting to go back to a time in life where you were free of restriction. And again, I say that because of Victim. That very much to me is a huge indicator that something is going on in your outside world right now where it's hard to see past how it's affecting you or how it can be changed. But strength and wisdom, I think, is what's going to help you kind of pull through this. And once you get to the other side of the situation, that's where there's going to be this renewal, right? You getting your energy back, or, feeling young again, or going back to a time where you were free and not constricted. But it may be hard for you right now, because of needing to have strength to look past the fact that things are the way they are. It's like kind of needing to have this radical acceptance, right? Accepting the situation as it is, but doing so in such a way where you're not focused on the fact that you feel like there's nothing you can do to change the circumstances. Again, because that's kind of like where Victim is coming through. But some of you may feel really drained by whatever it is that you're dealing with. But I like that Eternal Youth is the card that shows up, because it's like there is, light at the end of the tunnel of this situation. And what that light looks like is you feeling better. Your overall, the Six of Swords, moving the hell on, getting away from difficult situations, moving into something that's calmer for you. But with the Six of Swords, again, it's not the transition that you wanted to make. It's like, well, that's how things are. I have to move on. I don't have a choice now. But again, the intention there is to move on to something that's calmer for you, right? In the past, the Knight of Wands, okay. So now this could be about somebody coming through, stirring up your passion, and then just kind of leaving you hanging. And I say that because of the Six of Swords being the overall. But this could be about the action that you have taken in the past. Kind of like allowing your passion to drive you into an experience where there may not have been a lot of awareness of what that meant in future conditions. Because there isn't a whole lot of follow through with the Knight of Wands. But this is passionate action. But then you now focusing on needing to move away from any kind of conflict. Oh boy, okay, in the present, the devil. So I think that for some of you, whether this is a person or a situation that triggers your passion, I'm looking at the devil in the present moment and you realizing that it's a negative habit or pattern. Now, this may be somebody coming through wanting to kind of sweep you up again, but it's caused so much conflict that you know you need to move away from it. And with the devil, it's just like reaffirming that, yeah, you understand that this is, something that never leads anywhere, right? It's not healthy, it's not good for you. And again, like there's this draining energy. Now, for some of you, you may have gotten swept up in a situation that triggered your passion, and then in the present moment with the devil, you're kind of realizing that, yeah, this is not good, not healthy. No matter what this is here, whether we're talking about a person or just a situation that got you to act. But I'm interested in seeing what's happening here. But I do like the fact that with the devil being in the present, we're talking about with the Six of Swords, you moving away from it. And very quickly at that. Future conditions, the Eight of Wands. Things start happening quickly that I think push you into this kind of energy of, I need to move away from this. Because especially with the Oracle cards, you may be looking at it like, this situation is tying you down. But with the devil, it's the choices that we continuously make, right? Better the devil we know. There's comfort there. It's what we know. But it's not healthy, right? But with the Eight of Wands here, we could be talking about, fast communication coming through, kind of facilitating this push for you to move away. But it may be that, whatever is happening right now in the present moment, it's so big and so heavy that you very quickly want to get away from this or want to get past this. But things changing quickly for you. But, in a much better direction, though, I feel like. But this could absolutely be about something coming through with the intention of getting you worked up. But it's interesting how there's this like draining feeling over, the devil right now. Your best path to follow, the Ten of Cups, your happiness, your overall long-lasting happiness is all that matters. But you have to move on from this before you can experience this to its fullest. But immediately with the Ten of Cups, the question I want to ask is, what does your happily ever after look like? For others of you, the advice here is going to be home and family. That may be the answer to help you moving away from toxic situations that, come through in the form of the Knight of Wands. Like, let me intentionally trigger Virgo's passion. But it's not a healthy situation, or that it's a negative person, whatever it may be, right? But your overall happiness is what's the most important. Who else had this in their environment? I can't remember. The Nine of Pentacles in your environment with the devil. You're no longer dependent on this, which is why you're probably seeing it as the devil right now. It's not a specific situation or person. It's just toxic, and that's it, and that's how it's presenting itself. But with the Nine of Pentacles, you're removing yourself from that. There's independence that's there. But there's also this want to enjoy your life. But for some of you, there may be this like constriction that's happening. And again, right, like it's interesting how your outer world is the reason why your energy may feel like it's being depleted. But things change very quickly and you move away from this, though. And this is what I like about this coming out here. But independence, no longer codependent. You may have been a part of a codependent relationship that may have been affecting your home life or your overall happiness, period. But this is you wanting to remove yourself from this, I feel like, so that you can enjoy your life. Yep. Your hopes and your fears, the Ace of Cups, of course. If you're going to move on to a more calmer situation, you want it to be a new beginning for you where there's more emotional fulfillment. Something is lacking in the present moment, and it's draining you, and there's this want to have like this renewal. This is not a part of your happily ever after. It's interesting, but absolutely makes sense. You're looking to move away from this quickly so that there is a new beginning for you, because you do not want to be attached to this anymore. It doesn't matter how it came through or how it may have triggered you in typical, reactions. It's almost like dealing with somebody who knows how to get you going. And it doesn't even matter that that's how that happened anymore. All you know is that you don't want to be a part of it because it's draining you, right? But these two right here. But something, with the Eight of Wands, yeah, it's easy enough to say that things are changing or happening quickly. But I think for you, this may be something that kind of like happens that makes you act very quickly. And that may be through the form of communication, right? But this makes absolute sense. And then coming out, the High Priestess. She has been making quite the appearance here lately. So with the High Priestess here, you're trusting what your intuition is telling you. And there may be, again, information that is coming through that may push you to act very quickly. But this is something that you already knew to be true. And I feel like this may just be confirmation for your intuition. And it may push you here to finally move away from something very toxic, right? Oop. The Two of Swords, okay. The Queen of Wands. And the Lovers, interesting. Okay. So looking at the Two of Swords and looking at the Knight of Wands and the High Priestess. This information may come through where it's like it may force your hand to finally make the difficult decision that you need to make, because this is information you already knew. Like, I can't stress that enough with the High Priestess. This is like you know. So this is just information confirming what you already knew. But the intention of this is to make you act quickly in a different direction. And it's like, now is the time for you to stop ignoring certain things about either a person or a situation and make the difficult choice that you need to. With the Queen of Wands, this is you finding confidence and security within yourself. And I feel like because of a situation being so draining, this may be, the kind of renewal for you that may be happening where you're free from this now. But you are going to have to make the decision to move on, right? So a difficult choice may lead to you being more confident in your ability to, deal with the situation on your own versus, dealing with like a codependent situation. But then you have the Lovers with the High Priestess. This is like, for some of you, having a very strong connection, possibly with somebody else, where a difficult choice is going to have to be made here in order for you to be able to move on to something that I think is better suited to you. But the Lovers, though, too, could be talking about, the union within you between the feminine and the masculine, the divine, right? finally having that kind of union and being able to have love for yourself, love for life, right? But the Lovers, though, I can't look past that being a very significant relationship, a very important union, right? And it may be a decision that you're going to be making within a relationship here. But a difficult choice, though, a difficult choice, and then you have the Lovers. But what you're dealing with right now, I don't think that you want to be a part of it anymore. Like, you see how it triggered you to act in a certain way, but this is, I want nothing to do with this anymore. I need to have my cup refilled. And it may be that you're hoping to be able to take advantage of a new opportunity where you may be moving from one relationship to another. Now, obviously, that's not going to be for all of you, but a very significant union may be coming out of you moving away from something that you know isn't good for you anymore. Balance. Stuck. Yeah. And then heart center, 4th chakra. So needing balance when it comes to what your heart wants. What does your heart really want? When you ask yourself the question, whether or not you want something, your heart will tell you immediately. Your brain is going to jump through all kinds of loops and try to give you all this different comparative information. It doesn't matter. Your heart doesn't lie to you. It will tell you instantly, there's your answer. And it may be that, you've been stuck for a while and there's been this imbalance within your heart. And I say that because of this. You're looking at what your happily ever after looks like, but you're needing a renewal in order to get there. But this being your advice, if you're asking yourself honestly from your heart space, what is going to make you happy for the rest of your life, right? That may help you get past this feeling of being stuck with something. And again, right, like I'm going back to victim, and it makes total sense. If you're dealing with the devil in the present moment and you're feeling stuck, it can be extremely hard to look past the fact that that is your reality in the moment. But clearly here, you are wanting a renewal, something different, something that's leading you to your happily ever after. But balance is required in the heart chakra in order for you to be unstuck. So meditation on what your happily ever after looks like, what is going to bring you emotional fulfillment, it has to come from within first. And it's interesting, looking at the high priestess kind of coming out in this situation again, right? The answers are within. But this isn't about your energy in the hermit mode here. This is about finally becoming aware of information that you already knew to be true. But ask yourself honestly, what does that look like, right? What does that happily ever after and that cup being filled up look like? Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. What I like about this is that no matter what's going on or what you're dealing with here with the devil, underneath this, once you get past this, there's going to be something that's going to come out that I don't think that you expected. But it's like finding this treasure, finding something so much better. And then impasse, reflect and redirect your energy. And again, going back to stuck, right? You may not see like the hidden blessing in this situation. And as long as you're constantly focused on what is happening right now, and you're not able to kind of see past that, right? Like, you're not going to be able to see the blessing of the situation that you're dealing with. It's almost like, Virgo, you have to go through this before you can kind of see this happily ever after, this emotional renewal, right? But for some of you right now, it may be really hard to not look at what's going on in your outer world and go, you know, yeah, this may be what it is right now, but things can be better. And that may be, you know, where you need to focus to get past this like stuck feeling. But there's a hidden treasure that may be coming out after all of this. You know, but again, I'm looking back at the Lovers there, and it's very interesting to me. For some of you, you may be making a difficult choice to end a relationship. And that is for you to feel renewed. And maybe your definition of, you know, the Ten of Cups here is changing. Because you're no longer dependent on things that have drained you.